Hello and welcome to what should have been out last week, should have been episode 10, and it should have also been the pretty much completion of what looked like a complete droid. Dome, light, movement, etc. But it didn't quite go to plan. So this video is not really going to be a tutorial. It's more of again of a build log of some of the mistakes that can go wrong, the extra costs that now can kick in, and the problems and risks of droid building. Basically, through a tiny little mistake, I managed to kill my R2D2. So I'm going to wind back to sort of a week and a half ago, show a few bits, and I'll have a catch up shortly. Okay, so now I've obviously have had the drives working, I've had the dome working. It's now time to sort of bring this all together to make my one control system working. So I'm going to swap the receivers out. Obviously you can see I've got two of these boards. I'm now going to have to come away from this developer board, and for those who've watched my early videos, I made this little circuit board to control the baby R2, and like I've said, I plan to use this for the moment because this will allow me to have the MP3 player. I should be able to have the dome control by feeding the receiver into this board, this into the dome control, and this into the MP3. So I should have a nice little compact control system. I'm not going to film me working out how to wire this up and make sure I've got enough pins because it'll be boring. I'll just go over it once I am done. Okay, I've studied this little board a bit longer. I just don't think I've got enough wiring to have 3 cables coming from the receiver into this, because it only gives me with one control pin out. Even if I hijack a couple of pins here, it's not enough to control everything that I actually need. So I'm going to push this one to the side. Now, I did make this board earlier for my other astromech, which was designed for the drumming droid. So I've already got enough pins there for some receiver inputs, and I've got some sockets ready, which would control the utility arms, NeoPixel, and the power supply, so that's irrelevant actually at this point. But I'm hoping this should give me enough pins to work with to do everything that I need to do. Okay, so I did decide to go back to my little board from the baby R2s. I've plumbed it all in that I think is about right. I've already tested this so I know what's about to happen. If I just turn it on, it's set an alarm off because there's not enough power getting to the receiver, so I have put the battery pack on because right now it's being powered from the USB. So now it's got enough electricity flowing through it, but I need the USB because I want to just see the data. If I click on serial monitor, I don't know if you can see it on screen, but it is flicking up with the same data as the last video, so I can tell that it is picking up the dome signals, and it is also still picking up the data from the little dial, which basically I've just converted the code from the developer board version and put it onto this other ESP, so I've had to sort of recompile it because there's actually a different chip. So the next bit is now to power the rest of it up and see if it's still working and will it actually control the dome motor. Okay, so got the batteries powering up the ESP, got the main drill battery powering the motor control, which should be powering the dome motor, but when I turn the controls I can see it is actually receiving the data, which you can't tell from there, but it's not turning the dome motor, so clearly something's gone wrong. Well, after a lot of carrying with this circuit board on here, not getting it working, failing miserably, I've took it back off this, gone back to my test one where it's just the board and the BT2, and we can see it is working. I think you can see it's working. There we go. So I'm going to assume that maybe this one is faulty, or there's just some combination with the receiver that's not working. So I'll slowly put it all together, one bit at a time. Okay, so I've re-entered the code now, so it should work on the stick. So it proves that this circuit board will talk to the BT2, which will talk to the motor with the drill battery and the USB and USB and the 4A battery pack. I'll just unplug it from the USB. Yeah, so it's still working just fine from the battery pack. So now the question is, why was it not working on there? Is it a faulty BT2, or is it because this has had the flip skies connected in the loop somewhere? So I've now got everything plugged in. I've got my little ESP in the middle, I've got the BT2 speed control, I've got the motor, I've got the receiver, I've also got the flip skies receiver end plugged into the receiver, and it's still functioning. So I'm going to assume that maybe there was something faulty with that. I'll just have to test that one later. I'm now going to continue, kind of get sounds to play, and then actually integrate it into R2 and see if we can get going. Okay, so a bit more to with the code. Got my dome control, got the actual flip skies plugged in, but obviously not plugged into the motors yet. And I've also put on the little dial, so now...
Please do not resist. I will not kill you. I will not kill you.
And that's basically the chip I was using for a KTSO, hence the dialogue that's on the stick. I'll flick that to R2 sounds a little bit later.
I will not kill you.
But now I could use different positions on the dial to play different sounds, but at the moment it's just playing a random one.
That is a bad idea. 26% chance of failure. It's high. I will not kill you. Please do not resist.
And I was just checking there to see whether the dome still controlled while it was playing sounds. The code is not pretty or efficient. I may share this code later. I've obviously tied it before I share it publicly, but I'll decide later when we talk about what I've done. And this is just using a little speaker that I salvaged out of some electrical device. I don't even remember where it's been in my kit box a long time. It will get swapped out because on this board I've got 3 pins that will plug straight into a jack socket, so I can plug some cheap USB speakers and have obviously a louder sound. But for now, it's alright for testing. Okay, so the next thing I've done is I've got the battery connector going straight to a terminal block, and I've just run a couple of 14 gauge wires, so I've got basically 2 positive terminals going to this one, so I've now got 2 negative terminals, so I can power both the BT1 and send the power also to the flip sky remote controllers. I will at the next iteration slice this wire and put a fuse into it, and probably also a remote switch so I can deactivate from a distance. But for now, I'm just trying to get a basic system up and running using, again, a low cost method. So this is 12 gauge going into 14 gauge, but since the rest of these wires are 14 gauge, I don't think that's a problem. So it's at this point where it goes a little bit wrong. I was recording part of it, but I was never meaning to share it. It was just to make sure things were working. So at this point I go and set my actual better camera up, line up the shot, trying to get a nice sort of drive to camera sounds, dome moving, but nothing happens, nothing comes out. I then quickly go to look at the back to see smoke pluming, but I hadn't actually pressed record. So I've pulled the battery out as quick as I possibly could. While I'm recording this little shot, there was some smoke, but it's not picked up on the camera. Basically that red cable has come loose from the terminal block. It's swept across all the components, short-circuiting everything, sticking 20 volts through the Flip Sky ESC, my RC receiver, the dome controller, my ESP controller. The only thing that's actually survived is the right motor, Flip Sky. So do I include that in my total cost of building an R2 or not? I'm not sure. Leave comments below on what you think. But of course, all I can really do is repair. Now, rebuilding the circuit board's not a problem. I've got spare PCBs, I've got spare ESPs. I've got my older receiver that I was using prior to this final build. The Flip Sky is a problem. They're not on Amazon, they're on AliExpress. I did find one on eBay, so I quickly ordered it. It came a couple of days ago, but it was missing the receiver wire. So my next step was to now try and solder it, but the solder seemed impervious to heat. So I had to reach out on the forums, ask for any tips or techniques, which I got a great response straight away. So it was just a case of desoldering, persevering, resoldering, then rebuilding the circuit board, which is where I've got up to today. Okay, so I've got the battery going into the controller, I've soldered the wires up. I'm never confident about soldering on these sort of circuits, which is why I'm at PCBs, but it does seem to be sending the data in. You can see the bars, so I do seem to have soldered it correctly. So now I'm going to need to now plumb this back into the unit, jack up the R2 so that the wheels are off the floor, so I can reconfigure this whole thing like I did weeks and weeks ago on the bench. So hopefully I should be back on track. So I've then spent the rest of the day basically sat on the floor with my laptop, so I've not filmed it, trying to then recalibrate the motors and the ESCs and then reconfigure my RC gear and try and get it so it will actually go forwards, backwards and rotate in the right direction. That's been a lot more of a faff than I anticipated it being. But I persevered and we seem to be now up and running again. So there we go, back up and running, about 100 quid's worth of damage. I'm only realistically getting about a day a week now on this project, so it has now unfortunately slowed down considerably. But I'm going to put a bit more time into it tomorrow, hopefully, where I'm going to sort of try and put the panels on the dome and also tidy up the wiring and get a remote cutout switch attached. So again, if you found any part of this interesting, please remember to sort of like, subscribe, positive comment below. As always, nice to read, and I shall see you in the next video.